so it's approaching 5 o'clock, so I'll just do intro before we start. So if you've not done any sessions with me before, I'm Jen, taking you through your Pilates session this evening. So I'll just recommend, as I always do, if you're new to Pilates, just do the levels, the least intense, and just kind of build your way up through the sessions in terms of intensity. So we need to engage our abdominals, breathe the correct way, and then also do the exercises with good technique as well. So if you have any injuries, conditions, anything that limits you at all, if anything causes you any issue, then stop, or just bring it down a level if you're going for one of the higher levels. So we'll get comfortable first. We're going to start off on the floor this evening. So we're going to have a lie down. So just going to set yourself up comfortably on your back. And we're just going to make sure our shoulders are away from our ears. And we're just going to make sure we have a neutral spine position, so a little space between the lower back and the floor. Okay, so from there, we're going to take a nice big breath in, so we're filling the lungs up with as much air as possible. And then on the out breath, we're just sliding the heel along the floor. So my heel has gone out of camera shot there, but my heel is still down on the floor. We go again, same leg. Exhale, keeping stability in the hips and the pelvis. So we just have a slight bend in the knee there all the time. So just breathing out as we take away. If you ever get confused with the breathing, general rule of thumb is to exhale as we take away from the body and inhale as we return. So we're just going to do a couple more on this leg. You don't have to have your hands on your hips, that's just so you can feel for any instability. You can just have your arms resting on the floor. So we're going to switch onto the other side. So we're breathing out, sliding away, so again that heel, staying down on the floor, inhaling as we return. Feel my skin singing. Well, I've been out for a run this morning, and then we went out for a walk this afternoon. I feel like I've caught the sun a little bit. Don't notice, do you, till you come inside. Okay, one more to go. Then we're going to bring our knees and feet together. We're going to mobilise the midsection of the spine. So we're breathing in to begin with, and then on the out breath, we're just going to slowly release the knees to one side, and your head goes in the opposite direction. Inhaling as you come back to centre, and then exhaling to the other side. Inhale and exhale. I'm just going to do one more in each direction. And then when we come back to centre, we're going to separate the knees and the feet again, relaxing our arms on the floor. So we take a breath in, and then as we breathe out, we're just going to take one arm past the head and rotate the shoulder, taking the thumb to the floor if you can get it there, and then inhale as you switch. So we're keeping the rest of the body super still, and keeping those stomach muscles just gently squeezed in. So we just always gently squeeze the belly button towards the spine, and we focus on that breathing as well. So again, as as well as taking the arm over, we're also getting that rotation in the shoulder. So I'm just going to do one more, and then we're relaxing our arms by our sides. So that's the warm-up completed. So we're just going to have a bit of a change of position. We're going to come over onto our hands and knees. So we're going to do the swimming exercise. We come into a tabletop position. So we place our hands under our shoulders and our knees under our hips, making sure we've got a nice flat back, as flat as we can. Try not to let the back kind of go into a well at the bottom. So again, we've got those abdominal muscles pulled in. We take an inhale breath, then on the out breath we slide our toes along the floor, and then inhale as we slowly return. So we just bring the knee under the hip, but we make sure we're not switching any weight back onto the leg. For the progression, we slide the toes along the floor, and then we lift the leg. Inhale, bring your toes back down, and then slide the toes along the floor. So you keep the toes on the floor until the leg is straight, then you lift, then you bring the toes down to the floor, keeping the legs straight, and then slide them towards you. And then level 3 is to take your opposite arm and opposite leg away. So you're keeping your weight centered. Okay, so keep going with any of those. If any of you do struggle kneeling, then you can come down to the floor and you can just let your head rest on your hands, take a breath in, and then on the out breath, just lift the legs slightly, inhale, and then exhale. So imagine somebody's pulling your toes and lengthening the leg. You can increase that option by extending your opposite arm as well. Apologies, it's not great. If I ever turn my camera the other way, it just won't do it. So you might be able to see from here, hopefully you can. So you can either just have your head on your hands and then lengthen through the leg, or you can actually extend the arm as well. So it's opposite arm to opposite leg if you're going for that one. Okay, so if you've done quite a few there, if you started with me at the beginning and you need just to have that little bit of recovery, have a slip back over your heels. If for the same reason you can't do the all fours position, then you can just roll over onto your side and hook your knees up towards you as your alternative stretch there if you need it. When you feel you've had enough recovery, then you're going to come back up into the same position whatever you were doing earlier, and take that deep breath in again, and as you breathe out, take away. So try and keep your hips as square as you can, and by that what I mean is try and make sure that you're not kind of letting your hip roll out to the side, so keep your hip in the same position. Try not to lean, so keep those hips square. Just try to avoid the having it there. That's how I know it. more if you can. Remember, you can stop any of these exercises anytime that you need to. And then you're taking yourself into your release stretch again. Okay, so we're going to have a lie down on our stomachs now, bringing our arms in line with shoulders at 90 degrees. So we're taking a breath in, and then on the out breath we're just lifting the head and the shoulders, top of the chest, and then we're inhaling as we slowly release. So we just keep the arms completely relaxed, and then your progression is to let your arms float away from the floor as well. And then your third option is to have your arms stretched out. Just turn this way again. Option is to have your hands extended. So we keep the length in the neck. So we keep looking down at the floor, and make sure you're not lifting your legs. And that way we're getting the work into the back rather than into the glutes. So again, we're breathing in, and then on the out breath we move up, and then we inhale as we slowly release down. And then just let your arms rest next to your legs. Okay, we're going to roll over onto our sides now. We're going to do an exercise called the side scissors. So this is a good one for the legs and the hips. So we're lying down on our side, head just resting on your arms, so just let your arms support your head. We have our hips stacked on top of one another, so try not to let the hip roll forward or backwards. We keep the feet together. We're taking a breath in, and then on the out breath we stretch from the fingertips to the toes. So what we're doing is creating length through the body, and that lengthening creates that very subtle lift from the floor. Once we're in this position, we take a breath in, and then on the out breath, your legs move in opposite directions to each other like scissors. Inhale and switch. So you can have your hand for support if you like, or if you need, or you can take that support hand away and just let it rest on the hip. So that's going to challenge your core more. So just a little reminder about holding those abdominals in. Try not to let your hips wobble forward and back. Keep extending right down to the toes, so you're pointing your toes. back down. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just flip ourselves around to repeat that on the other side. Once again, head resting on the arm, taking a deep breath in, and then on the out breath, extend. So that extension creates lift. Breathe in, and then on the out breath, move your legs in opposite directions. Inhaling as you switch. We're just making sure that we're not dragging that bottom leg along the floor. So make sure that you're maintaining that stretch and length through the body. Pointing those toes. And then when you're ready, bring those legs back down. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves up to sitting position now. We're going to do a little bit of mobility. Okay, so you can have your legs crossed, or you can have your legs straight flat out on the floor, whichever feels most comfortable, just as long as you can sit nice and tall on your sit bones. So we've got good posture, shoulders away from ears, making sure we're not slouching. Keep just gently squeezing those stomach muscles. We bring our hands together, we take a breath in, and then on the out breath, we're just slowly twisting around to one side. Inhaling as we slowly return, and then exhaling to the opposite side. So you have an option. These are progressions. And that first option is to have your arms folded in front of the body. And your second option is to have your arms out wide. So we keep the body in the same position relative to the arms. So just make sure you're not swinging your arms independently. And I would really only recommend this one if you're confident with the exercise. If you feel a little bit like you're just turning your head, the movement needs to be coming from here. Okay, so we're twisting from the waist upwards, and not just the neck. It should feel quite nice, this one. Whichever arm position you're in, keep those shoulders back and down. Do one more of those to each side. Okay, well done. We're going to come around now to the roll up. I think we missed this one out the other day. So we're bringing our hands to the backs of our thighs. And we're sitting up nice and tall. We take a breath in, tilt the pelvis, curve through the spine. And then we breathe out as we come back to upright posture. an in-breath, tilt, curve, roll down, and then exhale as you come up. Progression, we bring the arms out, inhale, tilt, curve, roll down, exhale, carry on going down towards the floor. Then when you're ready to change direction, inhale, and exhale back up to the top. And then for your third option, coming all the way down to the floor. So you bring your shoulders and your head down, and then you take your arms overhead. Inhale, arms, head, shoulders. Slowly come up together. Going very slow, very controlled. As soon as you start to feel your technique going out the window, just stop. Much better to stop than to carry on if you're not really doing the exercise very well. Just a couple more if you can. And then once you've done those last couple, you're just going to bring yourself into full body stretch. Moving on to the shoulder bridge. Shuffle down. Alright, so we have our heels close as we can get them. Arms are relaxed on the floor. We always make sure we're not supporting our body weight. We start off in neutral spine position, so a little space between the lower back and your mat. And then on the in-breath, you're tilting the pelvis and you're closing that gap up as you push your lower back into the floor. And then as you breathe out, you're coming up onto your shoulder blades. Then you inhale, slowly lower the spine back down, one vertebra at a time, exhaling back into neutral spine and pelvis. So we inhale and we exhale, and inhale and exhale on the way down. So your second option is to inhale and exhale, so come up onto those shoulders again. Inhale as your arms go overhead. Exhale, hands come back down to the floor. And then inhale and exhale as you slowly release. Progression from there is to inhale and exhale. Then you're going to lift one foot off the floor as you inhale, exhale, push the leg away, inhale, bring the knee back above the hip, and then exhale. So it's up to you. You can then come back down out of the bridge. That will just reduce the intensity. It will also help you keep improving your mobility in the spine as well. Or what you can do once you're in your bridge position, you can alternate, keep alternating from one leg to the other. So again, make sure your arms are not supporting you. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. So if you're going for that that option, and your bum's getting closer and closer to the floor, your hips are dropping down away from the ceiling, then I wouldn't recommend that you do that level. I would bring it back to one of the previous options. So keep gently squeezing your stomach muscles. If you can. If you've got to the point where you can't manage anymore, then you can just bring yourself into your lower back release. But if you can, just have those couple of extra ones. To come back to one of the exercises that we did during the warm-ups. We're going to do the hip rolls. However, I've got a progression for you. So we're going to bring the arms out wide. So the first one, I'll just refresh your memory of what we did in the warm-up. We take a breath in, and then on the out breath, we're just slowly lowering the knees to one side, head in the opposite direction, and then we inhale, we slowly come back to centre, and then we exhale to the other side. So to increase intensity, it's just a simple, so we're just bringing the knees above the hips. So we keep the knees and the feet together, and then we just roll. Again, head goes one way, legs go the other. As far as you can while the knees and feet stay together and your shoulder blade stays down on the floor. So as your knees are moving away, this shoulder blade shouldn't be lifting, so the body isn't going around with you. So we're getting that into the spine. So maintaining neutral spine by making sure the knees are above the hips and not swinging back above the abdomen. And again, we exhale away. And inhale as we return. To each side. And relaxing centre, bringing the legs down one at a time. Okay, so we're going to roll over now onto our sides. We're going to do some lateral hip rolls. So just letting the head rest on the arm like we did before, but bringing the heels up to the bum, and then we're having the feet flexed in line with the spine. We're breathing in to begin with, and then on the out breath we're lifting the knee away, keeping the feet together so the rest of the body stays really still. exhale. And inhale. So there aren't any variations in terms of the movement, but what we can do is go slower, go further to make the exercise more intense. So we're keeping from the waist up super still. Just moving that top leg. Last one. And just take you a little stretch there. And now we're just going to do that on the other side. Same position as earlier, so bringing the heels up. We'll just take a deep breath in, and then on the out breath, lift the knee away. Inhale as you return. Always feel this on this side, way more than the other. Just a couple more there on that side. And then just slide your leg up towards you. To bring ourselves up to sitting position. It's chow time, isn't it, actually? Oh yeah. It's about time to wrap up. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that session, found it a challenge but kind of relaxing at the same time. So I'll see you tomorrow, Thursday tomorrow, isn't it? So I'll see you at the same time tomorrow for